Hello, welcome to the Villages, Florida. My name is David. I'm a realtor with Florida Realty Investments, and I can be reached at DavidisinFlorida@gmail.com. We produce this show every Monday. Make sure you're watching the most recent information, and keep in mind that this information is all based on the multiple listing service. It does not include any properties that are listed on the Villages internal listing service, the VLS. The first graph we're going to look at this week shows the original price versus the sale price on properties going back a year. The green bars show that the original listing prices continued to increase through August, but that the median sales price has declined and is now back to about where it was a year ago. Let's take a closer look at the state of the Villages real estate market as of August 15th, 2022. The next graph we look at is total listings, and you can see that the total number of listings has been declining very slightly since it reached a high of 225 in the middle of July. We're down to 203 listings now. We do expect that listings will pick back up towards the end of the year. This is a slower time of the year seasonally for real estate listings and sales. We can take a closer look at listings, and you can see that of the 200 odd listings in the Villages this week, 69 of them are in the price range of $300,000 to $400,000, down a little bit from last week. You can see for each price segment how many listings there are this week, how many there were last week and the weeks before. For example, in the most active segment, the $300,000 to $400,000 price range, this week there were 69 properties. Last week there were 78. The week prior to that, 79. The week prior to that, 79. And the week prior to that, 76. Next, we'll look at new listings. You can see that this week there are 22 new listings, down from 31 new listings last week. The number of pending sales we're including in this graph so that you can get some sense of how many properties are entering and leaving the market each week. The number of pending sales has increased every week for the last 3 weeks. This week, the number of pending sales is 41. So almost twice as many pending sales as new listings this week. We can take a more in-depth look at new listings, and you can see in what price ranges the new listings are appearing. This week, the most new listings are in the $400,000 to $500,000 price range. There are 15 listings this week. Last week there were only 7. The week prior 8, and the week prior to that 9. Let's take a look at the listings from a different perspective. This is the median listing price per square foot, and since the end of May, the median listing price has gradually trended down from over $280 a square foot to barely over $272 a square foot. Not much of a decrease, but certainly a trend does appear to be in place. We can also take a look at how long properties are staying on the market. This is the median time on the market for all listings in the Villages. We were about 17 days on the market for all listings through the second quarter of this year. We're currently getting close to 40 days for the median listing time for all listings in the Villages. For another look at the data that pending home sales gives us, we can see that properties that went pending over the last 7 days had been on the market for a median time of 27 days. This is an increase over the previous week of 24, and that was an increase over the week prior to that. Next, let's take a look at properties that sold over the last 7 days. We have bounced back from the 19 that we saw last week to 28, which means 28 properties closed over the last 7 days. Here's a bit of positive news. This is the median time on the market for properties that closed over the last 7 days. And after increasing since the beginning of June through the beginning of August to a median time of 20 days, this last week saw properties that sold have a median time on the market of less than 10 days. Maybe the market is firming here in the Villages finally. Looking at the median price per square foot for properties that sold, we seem to be holding steady at around $255 a square foot as the median for all properties that sold over the last 7 days. And the last two things we're going to look at is what percentage of properties have a price decrease and what percentage is the median price decrease. For the last 7 days, the percentage of properties with a price decrease from the original listing price remains over 52%. More than half the properties on the MLS have decreased their prices from the original listing price. And the last thing we're going to look at is what is the percentage decrease for properties on the MLS. We are back to over 4.7% for all properties that have decreased their price from the original listing price. That concludes this week's look at the Villages real estate market. If you have any interest in buying or selling a home in the Villages, or if you're interested in what your home is worth, or you're interested in getting information on a price range or geographical area, please contact me at DavidisinFlorida@gmail.com. I'll be happy to add you to my database and send you information on properties immediately once they become available on the MLS. Please feel free to contact me with any questions. I hope to hear from you. Take care.